What is up, my tricksters? It's your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero. We are back again. I know you only got one video this week, but you know, your boy had to test a few things. I'm sure that our little friend in the corner here didn't doesn't give anything away there. We're gonna be talking about Albaz. I have an Albaz deck I'm going to show you guys, something I've actually been tinkering with, and it took me a lot of tinkering to get to this conclusion. So yeah. I'm also going to show you guys some replay footage, and I'll talk about the deck profile at the end. Before we get into that, though, if you want to support the channel, my spring store and my Your Playmat link are in the description below. Get you some sleeves with something custom on the back of it. You will be directly supporting the channel if you do those things. And, yeah. I'm just going to be making a mess right here. Anyway. All right. Let's go check out that replay footage. All right, there you have it, guys. That was the replay footage. I hope you guys found that informative and interesting. Let's go over the deck profile, and hopefully this will clear up maybe any other questions you might have. All right, so, before we get into it, before I go over the deck profile real quick and talk combos, if you guys want to let me know what techs you might be teching in your Shaddoll branded deck, please put that in the comments below. So, keep them budget, preferably. All right, so we already kind of know what all the Shaddoll cards do. You got your Hollow here, which is just kind of a bigger Squamata. You know, it's like it mills, it banishes, really good. Beast draws, Dragon pops and spins back. Squamata pops a monster, and or sends another Shaddoll. Aerial is uber important, especially if you're trying to get rid of the DPE package. There are many a game I have used this card to just say, nope, I'll banish all your superheroes. They're all gone. It means no drawing, no whatever the hell Dasher does. I don't even remember. I've read the card before, but I don't remember. And DPE can buzz all the way off. And then your Wind here is a key card. Lets you summon the other dolls. And Hedgehog lets you search these guys for the hand, just depending on what you might need. We are still playing the Light Hexsteel Fusion, even though we are not playing Dragoon, because this is a budget quote-unquote variant. Because basically this deck is just two structure decks slapped together, pretty much. But we're still going to use this card. Pull it out of your bulk, dig through the bulk at your locals. You also can use Goddess with a Third Eye if you happen to have it, or anything like that will also work. There are other options too if necessary, but I'd rather use this one. Either of those two be best. Effect Veiler, you're gonna need some kind of negation. It comes in the structure deck. You might use it. It's good. It's good. Albaz is really cool because Albaz, although it is a key component to the branded fusion, if you draw it, it's not necessarily a brick. You can also make your opponent negate other stuff. Then you can just play this card outright and contact fuse with a problematic monster on their side. So not too shabby. Well, we are only playing 2 though, mostly because we're going to probably recycle it back and to get the max out of our branded fusion. Spriggan's Kit is just in here to search the branded fusion and nothing else. When we get to the sideboard, which is not really a side, more of discussion pieces, we will I will go more into that. Why it's only just, and that's why we're only playing 2, because it's just for branded fusion. Branded fusion is a better Shaddoll fusion, except the targets aren't, in my opinion, aren't quite as good if you don't have access to Dragoon. That's just my opinion. Literally, Dragoon's gonna get the axe at some point. I think at some point Dragoon will get the axe. And this card will probably cease to see play after that. If I'm being honest, but that's not gonna be for a long while. Shaddoll Fusion. This card is classic, still works, still good. Basically, and all the targets are badass. Anyway, card destruction. This card can be a +2 or 3 if depending on if you're got a handful of Shaddolls or not. And if nothing else, it can let you cycle through the deck faster. And I really like using it in combination with Shaddolls just because it triggers all the dolls off in one fell swoop. Foolish Burial, it's great in multiple scenarios. This card is literally MST, Unexpected Die, or an Upstart Goblin, depending on what I need. So 10 out of 10, awesome. El Shaddoll Fusion, you don't have to play this card if you don't want to. I just felt like I needed one more fusion spell that maybe that could, outside of the ones I was already in here. Also, I wanted one fusion spell that was Shaddoll related that Ash Blossom couldn't stop because I hate that card with a passion. Call by the Grave, because Ash Blossom is going to see a lot of play this upcoming format. I am not kidding to you when I say this. Expect to see Shaddoll, or not Shaddoll, Ash Blossom in everything, and you're gonna need an out. You also can play Nobleman Cross Out, or not Nobleman Cross Out, Cross Out Designator if you want to. That's up to you. Forbidden Chalice. You can also replace these with imperms for this deck if you happen to have them. I just chose Chalice because it was a budget-esque card. I mean, I got commons forever ago, so I've had them just kind of sitting in my bulk. Super Polys. This card is uber necessary, especially going into the format where Albaz is here. You're gonna see, even if you're not playing Albaz, you're probably gonna want to have Super Poly as an available card for you to play, and targets for Super Poly, because right now we're about to go into that kind of format, and it's gonna get wild. You're gonna see all sorts of stuff. So Super Poly, Super Poly, Super Poly. This is gonna be, we are living it up here. Prohibition. All right, this card is in here for one specific reason. Because Ash Blossom is such a villain in this current format, I decided to main deck Prohibition, and basically it's just in here to call Ash Blossom to make sure my branded fusions go through. You can also call other things if you know what you're playing against, like games 2 and 3. You can throw Prohibition. You can call Destiny Hero, Destiny Fusion, or Destiny Hero, Phoenix Enforcer. You can call pretty much whatever you want if you know what you're up against. So, and Prohibition will just say, no, you don't get to play that card. Sorry. It's really fun when you get to play this against Mystic Mind players. They get real mad. Anyway, you go Mystic Mind, and they're like. Anyway, we got our Rest Shaddoll Incarnation. This card's really, it's just it's basically called the Haunted for Shaddolls, as well as it allows the ability to flip things. So our Shaddoll flip effects go off a little more. I even think I used it one game to like flip the Albaz face down, so that because when I summoned Albaz, activated effect, opponent tried to Valor it, and then I chained the Incarnation in the graveyard, putting Albaz face down, and then because it was face down, Effect Valor couldn't negate it, so the effect still went through and fused. That was really cool. Spriggan's Kit. Oh, we already went over that. And then we got excuse me, we got Paleozoic Dynamiscus. This card is uber important because it triggers our Shaddolls as because the discard is part of the effect and not part of the cost, which is kind of weird. But that's how that works. So this card is mostly used to get rid of problematic floodgates. Can get rid of problematic monsters under certain circumstances. But the big thing is this also triggers our Shaddolls, which is why it's in here. Torrential Tribute. Initially, I didn't want to play this card, but I felt it was necessary to have cards to just blow up the board. And right now, I feel like Geki and Dark Hole just aren't gonna cut the mustard for us budget players. So Torrential seems to be the best option. Big, and as much as it's going to pain you to blow up your own stuff, all of your dolls will trigger off of that. All of them, even in the extra deck, and even certain of your Albaz, one of your Albion here will also trigger in the graveyard. So you will not, you in the long run will not lose resources. Your opponent may lose access to moves that they want to make. So that's the idea of Torrential here. We're basically stopping them from getting any two monsters just to make the Anaconda, because, it's a pain in the ass. Anyway, the Ice Blade Dragon is only in here at 1. I really like this card, and I think playing it more than one may not even be that bad. It's just I personally was only ever summoning 1. And this card is mostly just used as like a it's basically the fusion equivalent to Zodiac Trident, is basically what this card is. It's just Albaz plus any extra deck monster pretty much. And yeah, it's not bad. It's really good. Also, by the way, fun fact, it doesn't target. So if your opponent has a Dragoon on the field that has already used its negation effect, or they don't have the ability to chain to negate or something, this guy will get rid of it. And I like that. And blows up, and at the end phase, he can blow up the entire opponent's board. So if they don't wipe you out, they're going to lose their board. Then we got your Construct. This is your mostly hand trap bait, is how I use it. That's pretty much what it is. Also, it can, like, it's good against certain problematic extra deck monsters. It's not good against all of them, but it can be good against a lot of them. DPE is we'll laugh at this card, but it is what it is. All right, so here's the weird card that's in here, because I don't have access to Dragoon. Dragoon is too expensive. So this is what I think is going to be the next best card, and I even picked up a copy just to show you guys how much I actually believe in this card. If you do not have access to Dragoon, because it is a $100 plus card, it's overpriced in my opinion. Play this card, because there is going to be an uptick in dragons, because other decks are going to be also splashing this engine in, which means they're going to have at least one dragon on the field or in the grave. So this guy's going to come out and be big. He also can turn off other dragons, and that seems to be really good in my opinion. So yeah, you can use this guy to turn off other dragon cards, and that's just seems really good to me. You might even see, like I said, there's a lot of people speculating that Dragon Link is still going to see some play. Or there might be Dragon Maids may also see some uptick, because the branded cards really do help that deck. So since Dragon decks may see an uptick, this could be a great budget option if you do not have access to Dragoon. Another cool thing is, this is a Dragostapelia. This is not only a super poly target, but something that we can hard make in this deck. The cool thing here is that, like I said, if you're playing the budget option, you don't have access to a whole lot of negation. This is another option for you because it's just a fusion plus a dark monster. So you, literally, if you have to, you can make Albion here and then pitch off Albion with a random dark monster and make this if you just need a negate. So, or you can go the long way and do Lubellion and do it from the graveyard. It doesn't really matter. It's just kind of up to you. Lubellion and Albion are in here. They serve the same purpose. It's just they go to different routes. Lubellion is going to be uber important for you if you're playing the Shaddoll variant of the with the branded cards, because this is going to let you get to your window really fast and on your turn, which is really powerful. Then we have the Ashen Dragon. This card's mostly just in here to be a beat stick, as well as it can also special summon Albaz in a pinch. I'm using it just to be a beat stick. Apkalone is a negate and a monster that can't die in battle. Uber important. Also, it causes the opponent to like really use a lot of resources in my experience to get rid of it. Winda, same thing, only it's limiting special summons, which is really good. Mud Dragon is important, especially for budget players using Super Poly. And then Duplexer is just one of the options I chose. If you have access to a Starving Venom, please use that and put Duplexer maybe as an option in your sideboard, along with something like Nether Soul or the Eldritch fusion monster, whose name escapes me at the moment. So one of the reasons why we're playing the Prohibition, this is the last thing I want to go over, by the way. These are just discussion cards. These aren't really cards that you have to play. I just the Chameleon one is in here to say screw Flunder, and then the only thing I would highly suggest is that you pick back row hate cards. I won't tell you which ones to pick. I just wanted some examples of ones that were in here for back row hate. All right, let's go in this last one piece. Really important thing. Ash Blossom still stops the branded fusion, even if you have Paradise branded. I wanted to go ahead and throw this out there. I know a lot of you already know this, but this is for the casual people who may not know this ruling. I went to Tombox here, posted this question to Tombox about versus branded Paradise versus Ash Blossom. And of course he was like, it's Meltdown, Ash Blossom will negate it. It's mostly for just stopping cards like Solemn. So that's just a little FYI for you guys. Yeah. So just for the casual players in my audience, which is I know is most of you, yeah, Paradise branded doesn't protect your branded fusion from Ash Blossom. Stupid, I know. Like I said, Konami don't have the two brain cells to rub together to realize, oh yeah, maybe we should make that card work against that. I freaking hate Ash Blossom. I really freaking do. I hate that card so much. Anyway, which is a card you're going to see a lot of this format because they're going to want to stop you from using branded fusion. And that's the big thing there. And that's another reason why we're also only playing 2 Spriggan's Kit instead of playing it more. In older versions of the deck, I would play more because I could search it Paradise or branded and thinking, oh, this will protect my branded fusion. No, Ash Blossom is still going to overpower your branded fusion because for some idiotic reason, this card doesn't protect it. I don't like it. I don't like the way it's ruled. I don't like the way it's worded to that Ash Blossom can still negate that, but that's Konami for you. They just like to frustrate me. They're like, no, budget player, you will not have an answer to Ash Blossom. Anyway, so my answer is Prohibition. Call Ash Blossom. Make your plays go through. That's my answer. Anyway, guys, let me know your budget text in the comments below, like I asked earlier. If you're new, consider subscribing, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.